Okay, so I was homeless, and this morning some people, just some random strangers, were talking about squatters. Not quite so random, but they were talking about an article they were reading about squatters, and I spoke up and I said, you know what, I got in trouble once when I was sleeping outside, and when I went to the courtroom, everybody in the courtroom, and it was packed, was there because they were all trying to stay dry, and they were squatting, they were staying in places to stay dry. And I said, now how do you expect any of us to pay, $100 ticket if we're already sleeping on a fucking porch? Like, what makes you think? And then moreover, like, if you have 6 houses, maybe you deserve to have squatters in one of them because nobody can live in 6 houses at the same time. And these people, like, aren't really hurting anybody by trying to stay dry. I do think it is crossing, like, I never personally went in anybody's house or anything like that. Like, I get too, I have a strange relationship with real estate. Let me put it that way. And it hit me that the people that I was sharing the information with not only silenced me when I started telling them about it. They did not want to hear what I have to say. They were like, it's always about you. That's what I said. What I just said in that 1 minute. They turned it around. They started saying, you always make everything about you. And I said, but you're sitting there speculating about squatters, and you have in front of you someone who has had to be in a squatter's position, and I'm telling you that something isn't adding up. And the people that are usually getting in trouble for squatting are just humans who need shelter. And so, maybe we should reconsider that instead of continuing to try to punish them. And when they silenced me, when they told me to stop talking and that everything isn't about me, I just had this epiphany just now, that they also tried to silence everybody in that courtroom. I wasn't just representing myself by sharing that story. I was representing every single person in that courtroom. And that courtroom, I told you, was packed. And every single person in there, like, same ticket for trying to stay dry in the fucking rain. And so by silencing me, by telling, I wasn't even, so that just made me back myself up, I guess. It's like they tried to tell me that I was making it about me, but I wasn't just making it about me. I was also making it about everybody else in that fucking courtroom. That wasn't just me. That was a lot of other fucking people. So I'm saying, I know I am overworked, underpaid, and I know I'm not the only one. And I know that I'm not complaining about it either. I know that there is I've lived minimalist lifestyles, and I think a lot of this has to do with consumption. I think that people who concern themselves with each other's bodies and what they are putting in them are questionable people. I mean, I get it being like, no, eat fruits and vegetables, watch out for processed food. That's good advice, that kind of stuff. But people who like monitor your intake and outtake, your income, your outcome, they are questionable people. Like, it is not all about consumption. It's like, and we live in a world that makes us feel like bad about ourselves if we aren't constantly working ourselves to the bone. And I am a workhorse. I like working. Like, since I've had my child, having a child is a different kind of work. There is work to it, and in many ways, some of the most challenging work, because you have to kind of check yourself in so many ways. And whereas, like, if you go and do dishwashing work, you can just kind of, it's pretty straightforward. Clean the dishes, not much else to talk about, and I haven't been able to do that kind of work because of having to be a parent. And I appreciate it. Like, I think it's great to be, like, work it out. I mean, that's like a great term. Like, when you have, it keeps you honest. And that's how I see it for me. In some cases, I would rather work for $8.25 an hour than something else, and I see it for me personally as a stepping stone. I'm not trying to change the society, because I'm just trying to keep myself above water. And in other situations, I would never work $8.25 minimum wage for what's being expected of me. And I don't know. I just pray that we have realistic expectations of ourselves and each other in this life, in this world that we all share. Because it's fun to imagine and to fantasize and to be inspired and try to be inspiring, but it's really also very important that we recognize that the line, the things that are personal to us, the things that we try to personalize, might not be the same for someone else, and that's okay. And so when we try to sell ourselves and these commodities and sell our art, sell our healing powers, because we live in this consumption world, we have to put this value on these things that are priceless, that are genuinely priceless. Ourselves are priceless, our souls are priceless, our minds, our life experiences are priceless. Nothing that we do can put a price on how meaningful it is to have a life and to be alive every day. And even though it's shitty, there's shitty moments. I have shitty moments all the time, and that's why I'm saying I like one of the things I've said is I've wanted to be perfect. I've definitely wanted to be. I'm guilty of that. But I know I'm not, and I know that God's the only one that's perfect. And so yeah, I don't know. I just pray that this is for whoever needs it. For myself, I pray it over myself. I pray that I'm blessed and that I am protected and that I'm patient and wise with my resources. And that I have realistic expectations of myself and of others and of the world and of time and all of it. And don't feel bad if you aren't hungry, and don't feel bad if you're hungry. Eat when you're hungry. Don't eat if you're not hungry. It's like we do not have to. We do not have to fight. We just don't have to. I love you.